By now, you've probably heard of generative AI tools like ChatGPT, Microsoft Copilot, and Cactus AI, to name a few. And you may have heard that they can do all kinds of amazing things, like write your papers for you, help you get out of a speeding ticket, or even provide relationship advice. Social media influencers are pushing these tools like crazy, but is all the hype real? Can generative AI do those things? More importantly, should you ask it to do those things? In this video, we'll be focusing on the schoolwork-related tasks that generative AI may or may not be best suited to help you with. AI text generators have been around for a few years, but when ChatGPT exploded into the public realm in late 2022, many saw it as a free, easy-to-use tool that could generate human-like writing. Although many industries, from coding to medicine to graphic design, have been impacted by generative AI, the field of education stands out because of its reliance on writing as one measure of student assessment. As with any disruptive technology, the use of generative AI in the writing process is very controversial. But here are some ethical ways you can use it as a tool to help with that process if your instructor is okay with that. Always check with your instructor first. Brainstorming. Got a broad topic that you need to narrow down? Generative AI is super helpful for this. You can even start out with a simple prompt such as, I have to write about topic X. Can you help me narrow it down? And ChatGPT or whatever AI platform you're using will likely have some good suggestions. But don't stop there. One of these tools' key strengths is its ability to interact with you, the user, in a conversational manner. So go ahead and follow up with additional questions such as, I like subtopic number 3. Can you expand on that? Or, I need a subtopic that deals with X. Do you have any suggestions? Help with search keywords. This advice is pretty similar to the brainstorming advice, but with a twist. It can be difficult to know what to type into the library databases or even Google to get the kind of results you're looking for. Although it's best to seek the advice of a librarian, they might not always be available. You can ask ChatGPT, but you'll need to know a little about your topic, and you'll also need to give some context. Say something like, I'm using my college's library's databases to find information about, and then include a short description of your topic. The more specific you can be here, the better. And I need suggestions for keywords and search phrases. Can you help me? The phrase college libraries databases clues ChatGPT into the type of research you're doing, and that's going to help it respond more appropriately. Again, don't stop with one question. Have a conversation by asking it follow-up questions or to explain something it said that you might not understand. Simplifying difficult concepts. Ever read something in your textbook, on the web, or in an article that you wish could be explained in simpler terms? ChatGPT can help with this, and there are a couple of ways you can go about it. You can either copy and paste in the difficult text and ask it to explain it in simpler terms, or you can just say, can you explain topic X at a level that a high schooler can understand? Have fun and get creative here. Ask ChatGPT to explain it to me like I'm 5, or ask it to explain using a sports analogy or by writing a poem about it. Disclaimer: ChatGPT and other generative AI platforms are still in their infancy. They have been known, sometimes infamously so, to give incorrect information. So using these platforms to learn about topics you're unfamiliar with is not a good idea, particularly if the stakes are high, such as with graded schoolwork. While ChatGPT can help to simplify difficult concepts, when learning material for the first time, always consult an authoritative source such as your course materials, your instructor, or your friendly librarian. Basic feedback on grammar and writing organization. Most word processing programs have a grammar and spell check, but at the moment, they're not particularly helpful with the more nuanced aspects of writing, such as sentence length, flow, and organization. Although, as AI-powered features like Microsoft Copilot become more widely used, this will likely improve. While it's best to seek the advice of a tutor, like your friendly librarian, they might not be available when you need them. So, using ChatGPT to get a head start on things like improving your grammar, sentence structure, and writing organization can be helpful. Again, the more specific instruction you can provide here, the better. Start by copying and pasting your own writing into ChatGPT and ask for exactly the kind of feedback you're looking for, such as, here's a sample of my writing. please give me suggestions on how I can improve my sentence structure. Or here's my writing on topic X. How could I improve the organization of my ideas? Or can you point out any grammatical or punctuation errors? As always, go back and forth with ChatGPT, much as you would if you were chatting online with the tutor. Now, while it may be tempting to simply tell generative AI to just fix everything for you, keep two things in mind. First of all, as we mentioned before, generative AI is just a babe in the woods. If you use this tool like a magic wand, then you and your instructor may be disappointed at the quote-unquote magic it ends up producing for you. And second, for schoolwork that's supposed to be your own, it's unethical and in fact violates academic integrity to present work that's been completed by AI as your own. Which brings us to our final point here. Paper writing. Contrary to the headlines floating around that students everywhere are using AI to cheat by robo-writing their papers for them, studies actually show this isn't the case. The reason? It's complicated, but one likely reason is it's probably not worth the hassle. It takes a lot more than just copying and pasting your assignment prompt into a generative AI tool to produce a convincing-sounding paper that addresses all the points and nuances your instructor will expect to see. In fact, there's an entire field of study called prompt engineering that deals with how to get various Gen AI tools to produce precise desired outputs. But for right now, the free Gen AI tools out there tend to produce pretty vanilla-sounding writing that lacks personality. That generated paper just isn't going to sound like you. The amount of time you'd have to invest into tweaking your prompt to get the kind of paper your instructor is looking for would require so much effort, you may as well just do the work yourself. And besides, doing the work yourself is the ethical thing to do. So, can generative AI write that paper for you? Technically, yes, but it's going to miss the mark, and your instructor will, at the very least, be suspicious. Totally not worth the risk. Remember, your instructor wants to hear your thoughts and your words because your voice matters. So remember, use generative AI responsibly. It can be a helpful tool to assist with activities like brainstorming, narrowing your topic, generating search phrases, simplifying difficult concepts, and basic writing feedback. And who knows, it might have helpful tips on getting out of that speeding ticket. As for the love advice, we'll leave that for you to decide.